Okay, America is the modern of ancient Babylon. Babylon was falling just as you see America, she is falling. So the description of modern Babylon is falling. We say modern, we refer to something, compare it to the past. This name, Babylon, begins in Genesis chapter 10, verse 10. The Bible in Genesis chapter 10 spelled Babel. But the same name seems to have changed itself into the name of Babylon as we come to the most late date history of that name. Babylon, according to the history of Babylon throughout the Bible, Babylon is referred to as something prophesied as having a failure upon her progress and rise. In Psalms 137:18, David prophesies that Babylon was made to be destroyed. We know of nothing other than the devil and his word that was actually made to be destroyed spiritually. Devil work was not made to exist forever. So the devil was not made to exist forever. This is verified by both the Bible and the Holy Quran and by all writers and teachers of the scripture. So here Babylon seems to refer not only to some towns or cities, but is also seen to refer to a race or a nation of people. Ancient Babylon, as known by all of us, was a city under the reign of the kings. The fall of Babylon was final. Babylon was never to be rebuilt after a fall, and Babylon was never rebuilt. This point to the same prophecy of the devil and his kingdom. The revelation of John, the Bible, that Satan and his kingdom will be burnt up. It will never rise again. In the letter of Paul, there is a prophecy of the devil and his kingdom, that the devil was made for food for the fire. The Holy Quran refers to this prophecy in these words: fuel of hell is man and stone. So the fuel of hell is man and stone. We do not know why stones are put there with man. It could be referring to the hardness of the stone, to the hardness of the hearts, and the hardness of the wicked against truth and righteousness. In the book of Revelation, the Bible is prophesied here that an angel a warning to a people that Babylon is falling, which refers to America. He didn't tell why Babylon flew. Babylon flew because she became the habitation of devils and the hold of every foul spirit and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. The foul spirits here is used to tell us that the people of Babylon was filthy. So this tells us that the people of America is filthy. The term a cage, this tells us that her cities and her country became a cage for people of filth. This tells us that her country is a people of filth. You see, America offers the most lewdness of characters to come out of Europe to make themselves a home, to welcome them. So the Bible teaches us that the God refers to the people of Sodom and Gomorrah as being people who doing and work with such that came up and stunk his nostrils. But I think if the God would get a good smell of this modern wicked filth here, he would think the smell of Babylon in his nostrils was like the smell of a flower compared to this wickedness of today. Babylon is used as an example for some distant people of the history, according to the prophet. This name Babylon is something that begins in Genesis. and in the Revelations. It is found throughout the entire Bible. Therefore, we must not look at it as one personal part. We must not look at it as one spelling out to us the ancient only. In Jeremiah, the Bible, we see a daughter of ancient Babylon. He calls the people the daughters of ancient Babylon. These people are not the old parents, but they are the daughters from those parents. The daughters of ancient Babylon refer to a more late and modern civilization who people gave themselves over to the practice of the same evil that the people of ancient Babylon practiced. But the modern people was more capable of improving on the practice of the people of ancient Babylon. Therefore, he called this modern people the daughters of ancient Babylon. Jeremiah. So we see in Isaiah 47, verse 1, asks this people, the daughters of Babylon, come down, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground. There is no throne for you, nor shall you be called tender or delicate. The daughters of Babylon seem to have been a very rich people, and they have fallen from a state of great wealth. So Babylon refers to America has become a very rich people. And you see today they have fallen from a state of great wealth. So as Isaiah used Babylon as a pretty girl whose lover used to be plentiful because of her wealth and her attractiveness upon the people. So he says, sit down in the dust. You are no more respected and attracted to the people. So America is no more respected and attracted to the people. Friendship is speeding her doom. No one wants to associate with her. No one wants to befriend her. No one wants to talk to her. So she's like a bird that goes out and associate with other birds. And she's hated by all the other birds. Why do you think she's hated by foreign countries? Now, the prophet Jeremiah warns ancient Babylon that she have a daughter coming. This daughter met the fate destined for Babylon. She was made to be taken. See, Satan was made to be taken and destroyed. Why? Because she had become a place where evil was practiced. She was like a bird that goes out and associate with birds other than her own kind. And then she become a hateful bird. She's hated by the other birds. Babylon filled herself up with people of that sort. The USA came into the Western hemisphere and chased all the Indians. But America invited every one of the poor class who wanted to come from Europe to make themselves a home here in America, the Indians' country. All of the poor, evil citizens of Europe, America welcomes them. She invited every race of the earth to come and join in with her in a free country where evil and filth are openly practiced without hindrance. America had done just this. She had filled her country with all evil people. America did not allow Islam nor a preacher of Islam to come into her country. America did not want a good religion to her. America made religion that she could rule and control herself. She had made it attractive to the eyes and ears of those who see and hear it by teaching them basically that there was three gods instead of teaching them the teaching of Moses and a prophet, the teaching of one God. America makes it possible in her Godhead. If one of them does not like you, you may plead to another. If one does not like you, one of the three will. See, this is country to the very laws of nature. It is country to America's own mathematical language. In mathematics, it's not possible to put the three into one. So America having this religion contrary to the truth. Today, the authors of truth is condemning her, America. See, America is nothing but a foul and evil place to live. She had no respect for her own soul, nor for anyone else. She would just rob in public and go newest. America even have newest colonies weigh in. If you desire to go new, you can do so. The public does not want you. If the public does not want you. Now, nudity is originated from a right race, but they want to tell the world that I'm the guide. But the guide to what? Because they lead you into this evil. And fifth, see, this is why the revelators call the people, the modern Babylon, beasts. For they live the kind of life of wild beasts. See, they had no mercy for themselves or for anyone else. They are made, although there are a few who will believe and escape the doom of their brother. This is the reward just by faith. So it says here, my brothers and sisters, come out of her, because her sins have reached all up into the heaven. And God had remembered her iniquity as being an evil people. So angels notify us, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen. Today we see the same thing. There is no people to be warned to come out of it. People that answer to description of this warning so clearly as the so-called Negro in America, or the law-found people of our own black kind does. Here, the so-called Negro is warned to fly out of her and not to be partaker of her judgment, her torment. The angel says, so much evil she had done to you. Revelation 18, verse 6, reward her even as she has rewarded you, and double to her double according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled to her double. So Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, said to me that there is nothing that you can do to her in the way of evil that could master evil that she has already done to us. So now the black man is created by the creator, by nature, but see, he was made blind, deaf, and dumb by his kidnapping lord, master, the white slave master. I do not think that you can overlook the most positive truth here in this article, that we are now living in a call of angels to come out of her. The her here means this wicked world of the devil. Since the black people was kidnapped and forced into this world of the right ways, we must be forced out of this world. It's not that you, my people, will accept, but just having the freedom to accept your own choices. No, you will have to be punished, divinely beaten and destroyed until you accept Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, as your God and Savior, as I and the thousands of my followers are doing. Do not think that the 144,000 prophesied of are the only ones who will be saved. See, the 144,000 refers to the first convert, the first ripe fruit to God and his messengers, the first ripe fruit of God and the Lamb. Another prophecy warns us that Babylon is fallen, which refers to America, and never to rise again. And this one is teaches you that the country and people of modern Babylon will become like the people and city of ancient Babylon that was destroyed and had not risen up a people or a city since its destruction. I warn you, my black brothers and black sisters, that unless you believe in Almighty God, Allah, and Master Fala Muhammad, as I do and receive the names of the holy and perfect God, you will never see the hereafter. The Bible warns you and me that on the final destruction of the wicked, Allah God will say to angels that he has to usher in the judgment to bring his people to him, everyone that is called by his name. For he give his people his name so that he may save them, so that they may be the servants of Allah God, as they was the servants of their white slave master. As long as you are in the names of the white slave master, you belong to this white slave master, regardless to what you believe, regardless to how mighty you think that you will not be accepted by the black people and the God of our black people if you have the name of white people, if you are in that religion called Christianity. The fall of America is now going on. She is falling. The cause of her fall is universally known as it was with ancient Babylon. The fall of ancient Babylon was known. The great prophet Daniel, the mouth speaks of God, was in her millers, and his people, the Jews, was enslaved it. In ancient Babylon, according to history, during the reign of the kings, we see the Jews suffer under the ruthless laws of these two kings against the Jewish God, religion, and people. These two rulers of ancient Babylon disrespected everything, regarded the sacred religion and worship of Jehovah by the Jews. They took Jerusalem and captured the Noble of Israel. They raided and shackled the cities and the Jew house of worship. They made mockery and stumbled all that stood for Jehovah by the Jews. They made mockery of the prophet and the sacred vessel that God has King Solomon made and put in the house of worship of the Jews so that they should be sacred. The kings and his nephew, or grandson, according to some historian, gave the Jews no honor and no respect whatsoever under both of their reign. See, God made an example of them to serve as an example of a future people, opposition and disrespect to God and his people. Master Fard Muhammad, who is Allah in person, wants to make it clear that he has chosen American so-called Negro to be his people. The truth that he gives to them and they themselves are sacred before his eyes in a world of righteousness. Showing disrespect to God and his people is inviting the punishment and doom of God. A careful observer or seeker or two of the time when history being made, and these times can easily see how well the history of ancient Babylon, its rulers, and its people fits in with the history of the rulers and people of America and England. America enslavement of the so-called Negro and England enslavement of people fit so completely with the history of ancient Babylon that it cannot be denied that the ancient history of the Babylonian Empire people was of America. America wants everyone to believe she is right and are wicked dealing with the people of earth. With her might or arm, commanding the high seas, a land around the global. She wished everyone to think she is right and building up an armed and foraging countries and on their soar, a bursty deadly navy with guns trained on foraging people, towns, and cities as they dare without any cause. This only showed her pride and daring aggressive act against people who would like to be at peace. She have her feet setting on 20 and 30 million people brought out of their native lands and people from their God and religion by her fathers and have forced them to remain on their feet of power for the past 4,000 years. She deprived them of knowledge of self, the white race, their own people, and their religion. For 300 years, she did not allow them to worship any religion at all, not even her own religion of Christianity. She robbed them of their divine rights. Now, with her great show of temptation put before the same slave and the world at large, she should not be surprised to see and feel the hands of God writing her doom on the walls of our government. The judgment of America. The great, dreadful days of the Lord have now come to America, the land and people who worship evil. Robbery, murder, rape, famine, deceits are the orders of the day in America, are the orders of the day in America. If there is anything like God of righteousness, if there is anything like a God of truth, should not he raise himself up and take his place and put an end to such evil as now going on in America? People cannot walk the streets of America today without subjecting themselves to robbery, murder, or rape. America is a wicked land. Everyone is against the other. Righteousness, justice, and freedom are despised it and fought against, regardless to the clear knowledge of God's hourly punishment and destruction of America by a divine pledge of storms. But this is as it is written of America in the book of Revelation, in the Bible. They continued their evil ways and did blaspheme the God who has power over these pledges. They hated the name of Allah the Great. They hated the name of his messengers. But nevertheless, that does not stop the judgment and destruction of America. Look at the wicked devil in Alabama. They are against us while we are trying to be at peace with them. But there is no peace in them. We have done nothing to them. They are against us just because the idea that we are Muslims, black people. The white man has his way of ruling the black people for so long that he thinks that he still has the power to do so, while in reality, the white man have come to the end of his time of power to rule the black people. Regardless to Allah God retaliation to the white man for his evil act done to the black man, the white man still keeps inviting retaliation of Allah God. The white man must remember that he cannot win today over Allah God and his servants, for he has power over the faction. See, judgment have come to you, America. Judgment have come to you, who seeks to fight against Allah God and against his aim and purpose. Whom to you, America. See, Allah God has made you blind to his judgment, and therefore you are committing suicide. He has made you blind on purpose to give you the full dose of his wrath. When man does not know the danger of fire, he can fall headlong into it. America has mistreated the black man for 400 years. She does not think that there is ever a God who will accept her black slave and return on her head the injustice done to her black slave. This is the day and time at which America could benefit from what Allah God has revealed to me and from the work that I'm doing amongst my black people, turning them from doing evil into righteousness. As it is written in the Bible, Babylon could have been healed, and there was a possible chance for a healing. She had not gone to extreme, making fun of the God of the Jews and their temple in Jerusalem and belittling the power of the God of the Jews to retaliate. The Bible prophesies of the pledges that will come upon America, and these pledges are falling on America now, and yet she will not repent, for America continue to kill the black one slave of righteousness and justice. Even though the black slave wants to go from America, she wants to hold on to him. America does not want to let her black slave go. America holds the black slave for a prey whom to America her days has arrived. She will not heed the warning. I beg her to let us be separated from her on little territory and a state to ourselves, to let us be responsible for our own survival, only to get out from under her injustice. But she refused. So it was with Pharaoh in the time of Moses. God went down to Egypt to make Israel and her enemies, the Egyptian, an example for a future people, so that this may serve as a sign of what we see going on in America today. For a great judgment that Allah God promised to destroy America with are now coming upon her: hail, storms, drought, earthquakes, fire. Allah God has reserved his treasure of snow and ice to be used against this wicked country, America, in the days of battle and war. These are some of Allah God's weapons, the storms that we see going on. The white man of America is not blind and ignorant. He has known these prophecies of his doom for a long time, before we knew it. The white man translated the Bible. He knows what he puts in his translation of that which was written in the Bible. The judgment of America, all love and respect the wicked have gone from them. They do not love each other nor respect each other. They have pulled off their clothes and disgraced themselves. This is also a pledge. You see, some of the white people rehearse in the cage days of their fathers. They are not ashamed to do so. They come out with long, straggly hair as their fathers did in the days of the cage. This is Allah God forcing the white man to bear him witness that they really want the caveman. Yet, a few foolish, unlearned black people follow the white man. It's a shame to pull off their clothes and go hair down their backs and over their faces, but misleading this black man to fall in the way of the white man cage days. The white man's again telling the world how he had deceived it. The black man is now making this black man manifest that he is too weak to seek his own. For nearly 40 years, I have been preaching to the black man in America that we should accept our own. Instead of the black man going to the decent side of his own, he goes back seeking transitional Africa in the way they did in the jungle life, the way you see in uncivilized parts of Africa today. They're not using barbed tools, sneers, razors to keep themselves looking dignified, as a civilized people should look. The black man in America accept the jungle life, thinking that they will get the love of back Africa. Black brothers and black sisters wearing savage dress and hairstyles will not get you the love of Africa. The dignified people of Africa are neither Muslims or educated Christians. But Africa today does not want Christianity. Do not think that you will get home in Africa after this war if you are a Christian. To get a home in Africa after the war, you will have to be a Muslim. The judgment of America, as it is written in the Bible, Revelation, she is a cage of every unclean and hateful bird, every unclean and hateful human being. America, America, the days have come for the evil done to your black slave. America, you cannot repay that evil with another evil trying to tempt the black slave by offering them your white woman. That does not help you in this day, but it does condemn you as being a double crosser, that you will even offer your black one slave, your girls and women, to do with them as they please, if they will just follow you. The judgment of America, Babylon could have been healed, but she was not healed. America just began to experience sorrows, mournings, and grief and distrust for the anger of God and man, according to both the Holy Quran and the Bible. There will be plenty more of the same. In these two books, one can easily find everything foretold that is happening today. Time will grow so terrible, son, that according to the Holy Quran, children will become grave-headed. And according to the Bible, great heart failures will become a disease upon the people who have the anger of God, the American people, the four beasts and the revelation of John, and the Bible, and of which Daniel described as the very dreadful, well-armed beast, who working or that of death upon the weak, refers to America. She had no respect for the poor, the unfortunate. Daniel's description of a rib between the teeth of the beast is in the reference to this ill treatment, subjection, and ruthless behavior by the devil to our people. This America Latins the poor with heavy sentences, long prison terms, refuses to let the prisoners go free. This is due to our heartlessness and lack of compassion for the black man of America. This beast, white man lies and waits around the black man home and prowl the streets at night and wait for an excuse to wreak his ruthlessness on his poor prey, the black man. If the black man raised a hand to protect and defend himself, he is shot dead and is unable to defend himself against false charges. This beast keeps our people in sorrows and unhappiness by depriving them of equal opportunity. The black man wages are calculated by white wicked accountants, preventing the so-called Negro from saving by skyrocketing and the view of the poor, the prices of the necessary of life. This white beast persecute, imprison, and kill those who preach freedom and justice for the poor, so-called Negro. The white man does not want the so-called Negro to leave America, but she will not divide the spoil of America, the country which she hath taken by force of arm, and killing its owners, the Indians, with them. This beast set up evil to be allies as God. She discussed good for evil, and she covered the earth with filth, making it fascinate, so that man will bow down and worship evil for good. She set brothers against brothers for joy, and then she kills both of them, whom to America, the murderers and deceivers of the people. The God of justice and truth hath pronounced a judgment against you, and by no means will you escape. You have made mockery of him, God, and his people, and his words, the truth. Ye have been judged and found wanting to the so-called American Negro. The lost are now found members of the black nation of the earth. Come unite with Allah and me. Go to your own. You won't have to go anywhere if you only unite with your own. Heaven awaits you wherever you may be. America surrounded with the judgment of Allah. The four great judgment that Almighty Allah God is bringing upon America are rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. We see them now covering all sides of America, as the Holy Quran prophesies, curtain her on all her sides. And these judgments will push the people into the center of the country. And they will realize that it's Allah God who is bringing them and a country to a nothing. Job in the Bible prophesies that Allah God has the snow and ice to use as his weapons in the days of war and a battle against the wicked. We hear and read in the newspapers today of how great hill-like little mountains of snow are pushing down from the north, not only in the northern states of Minnesota, North and South Dakota, and Montana, but now the snow is in the New England states, and they are declared to be disaster areas. The announcer, a disaster of snow in the New England states, says that there had never been such great quantity of snow, all up and down the coast to the Carolinas. The rain takes up where the snow leaves off. All around the southern borders of America, storms are raging. There are tornadoes and heavy rain and more storms are on the way, one right after another. In the north and far west, in the east, America is surrounded with the judgment of our Lord God. There are earthquakes, and the seas is raging. The Pacific Ocean is now angry and raging and tossing up great waves as never before. Why should these things hit America? The revelation teach you why. It is because America is filled with devils, and as such unclean person living in America. That is true under hateful birds. See, every filthy, shameless, wicked person comes here for a haven where he can do any wickedness he wants to do. The country opens and welcomes that type of person. As we see, the few little Muslims who name Muslim means those who have submitted to the will of Allah God. How the enemy hates us and seeks to do all the evil he possibly can against us by falsehood. These are not the days of Noah, Lot, and Abraham, nor are these the days of Moses. These are new times. The enemy does not get away in punishing the righteous just because he hates them. Allah, the God of righteousness, is with us. He just laughed at those who tried to fight against him. He had destroyed a whole nation with less than the power of rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. Holy Quran has the record of people even being destroyed. See, Allah God does not have to have something great. He does not have to go to work and get a black arm or a mountain and throw it on them. He used that which is with you, against you. The force of nature are great weapons as we see them in play upon America. Storm after storm, the snow and ice are rolling in from the north and are pushing great drift. They are just covering up everything. What can you do with a God like that? Job prophesies that Allah God has his weapons stored up to use in the days of battle and war with the wicked. He just takes some snow and cover them up. The Holy Quran says that Allah God destroyed people with just cold wind. He froze them. Do you think that you can get away with fighting Allah God? No wonder the second song says that he will sit in the heaven and laugh at those who are trying to fight against him. He'll have you crazy. It is true. The heads of the governments of the Christian world are confused, and they do not know why they are confused. Why? Because their great desire was to confuse us. Now Allah God has taken confusion out of us and put it into them. Eat, America. Help yourself to the desert that you have prepared for us. You eat it. All praise are due to Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever. We went to Alabama and to any states that we go to. We pay a high price per acre of land that our Father labor has already brought for us. Now he wants to kill us if we act humble and peaceful. We want to buy back some of our own labor. I laugh at some of these things that I hear coming out of Alabama, and not only in Alabama, but in every other states in the Union. They do not know the time in which they are living. Allah God is well able to take the country from you and give it to whom he pleases. It is in your Bible. Read it for yourself. He took the kingdom from the wicked and give it to whom he pleases, those who will bring people into righteousness. America is surrounded with the judgment of Allah for a great judgment of rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes, and the confusion in the head of states. The four great judgment of America to be pledged with too much rain will destroy property and lives. It swells the rivers and creeks. Too much rain floods cities and towns. Large bodies of water at the ocean shoreline will be made to swell with unusual highways, dumping billions of tons of water over the now seashore line. Rain destroy properties and kill cattle by drowning them in low land. Rain destroyed the hiding places of victorious beasts and reptiles, bringing them out fighting in small towns and people homes and farms. Rain weakens and destroys railroads and truck lines, bread and bridges. Rain undermines foundation of all types of buildings. Rain make the atmosphere too heavy with moisture, causing sickness. Rain can bring destruction to towns and cities, bringing various germs, causing sickness to the people. It produce unclean water by the swelling of the streams and drinking water used for the health of the people. See, rain is a destructive army with itself. Hailstorms are also a property and life destroyer. Snow is the most dreaded pledge when it comes in great drift, from 5 to 35 feet. It buries your property and life. It destroys your highways and your cities and your gravel towns and cities. It put a burden of expense upon the cities. It put a burden of expense upon the cities to repair it. The caved in or roofs of homes, the cutting off of homes, the cutting off of transportation, isolation area, bring about the starvation, communication destroyed, the icing, and the communication wires. Snow looked pretty because of its clean look. See, almost everything in nature is beautiful, but it can be turned into death and destruction against man. Snow is prophesied to be one of the weapons that God will use against the wicked America. Job 38, 22 and 23. Hell also is mentioned in the same two verses. The God plainly tells us that he had preserved it against the time of trouble, against the days of battle and war. The Holy Quran also teach us that God used snow, rain, wind, hail, earthquakes, and fire against former wicked people. Is America any better than the people read about in history that God destroyed it? No, she's not as good. These people was not as wicked as American people. Earthquakes can destroy towns and cities instantly. America is in the grip of divine judgment. America is in a position towards a one slave, so called nigger, as Pharaoh was with Israel as his slave. She is in this position because of the injustice done to the American so called slave brought to America for over 400 years ago. Refused to let them go free. They only said that you are free, knowing within that you are not able to lead them without anything. But the injustice continued to increase. Now they plan death. So this God was predicted by the prophet to come to a defense of this people, so-called Negro, in the last days after they served the enemy for 400 years. The Bible declared to Abraham in Genesis that God would judge the people to whom his people Abraham will be in bondage. This does not mean Israel. This means the present black people, the members of the black nation who have and are fulfilling the prophecy. God and the person of Master Fard Muhammad will not be defeated. The more evil, deceiving, tricking, making false promises to the American so-called Negro only increases America's divine chastisement. Doom. America knows there are trouble lies and her mistreatment of the black man, the so-called Negro. But she is too wicked to give up tricking the Negro and deceiving him on false promises. She just cannot stop. The opportunity is to open, and she thinks that there is no one to hinder her. But God has chosen us to be his people, and he has delight in fighting the enemy. According to the history of the former people, he delighted himself by going forth against them when they extended the limit. So it is with America. They must be separate. America will not agree to see the Negro separate from her until she has suffered divine punishment, as Pharaoh suffered it. The same things that other evil nations suffered before them is now coming upon this people. She seeks to keep her slave robbed of opportunity and wealth. She envies success coming to the American Negro free slave. She charged them high prices to keep them down, to deceive them through a few of what we call Uncle Toms and a political circle, class, and all professional classes. She offered them little favoritism to help her work against their own people, the black people. But they too will suffer along with the enemy of justice, of the poor so called Negro. They must be separate. Envy and hatred are going between the two people, regardless of their social preaching of integration. The truth must come. What is better than the program you find I have written? You two blacks and whites cannot get along in peace, since you have never gotten along in peace. Do you know why? The white American does not like to talk with you about the separation, and why he calls separation of the two people the wrong solution for peace between the people. He knows that it's promised it and that God will do it. Then why do they not agree with separate themselves from you and me and we from them? Why are the black man and white man all over the earth now in disagreement with each other to live in peace? Do you know why? Oh, foolish American so called nigga, seek some of this earth that you can call your own to live on in peace. Unite and ask the government for a portion of America. This is what we need somewhere to live to ourselves and let the white man live to himself. The two people are not brothers, they are aliens to each other. See, God did not make them brothers to each other. I ask you, my brothers and sisters, to learn this, learn it quickly. Fly for your life to the refuge of Allah God and come, follow me. America lands being divinely curtained. The Holy Quran Surah, chapter 13:41. See they not that we are visiting the land curtained of its eyes? And Allah pronounced a doom, and there is no repeller of its decreed. And he strift and call into account. Black man America, there is no one as blind as you are seeing what is going on against America. I have warned you for nearly 40 years that Allah God and the person of Master Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, came to me and gave me the knowledge of the truth. And I have been preaching it to you continually. Now you see what is going on. As America has done, so now it's being done into her. America has surrounded the country of the people. She has blown their cities to pieces, and she has killed the inhabitants. Those who were left alive, she put to flight, running from shelter, from destruction by America might. It is very sad and horrible to look at the things that America have done, which are now coming on this country. For many years, centuries of years, America have lived a luxurious, wicked life while hating her black slaves and depriving them of justice, shooting them down on the streets, on highways, in the woods and fields for nothing. She did it just because she felt that she had advantage, and she wanted to kill black people as she was made to do. The Bible, Psalms chapter 10, verse 8. He sat in the lurching places of the village and the secret places. Do he murder the innocents? His eyes are set against the poor. Up until this very minute, she is seeking to destroy the black man in America and to deprive him of freedom to do for self. America never desired departure of the black slave from his white slave master. America wished only to hold the black slave in order to continue to treat him with evil. Pharaoh hatred and injustice to Israel and Egypt in the time of Moses should serve America as a warning. She had fallen headlong to the destruction of Allah God. America runs to and fro, seeking a way out, but she does not try to justify her black slave for justice and equality amongst the nation of the earth. America made us into nothing, and she used us to mock us before the nation of the earth. But a God with unlimited wisdom, knowledge, and power is now befriending the black slave, and he has chosen the black slave to be his people. But the foolish black people have yet to come to the knowledge that Allah God is their best friend, and that he is here to save them from the destruction of a people who have shown evil and hatred to us all our life. America divided us one against the other. The black man in America is so divided against each other that you seek all the time to do evil against each other. You cannot even befriend them lest they take advantage of it, call you a fool for trying to befriend them, as it was with us by Midway Technical Schools. Midway Technical Schools came to us for help. We gave them that help to keep them from falling. It cost us $30,000 to set them free of their back rents and other bills that they had. Take a look at how they had turned on us for the purpose of wrecking all their beautiful business set up for them and others to enjoy on the south side of Chicago, Illinois. The fall of America foretold separation is the answer. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to see you guys shortly, man. I appreciate it. Peace, shalom, assalamu alaikum. Stay strong with God and let him carry you. I'm gone. Thank you, my brothers and sisters, for tuning in.